There was a time when the great city of Arindor was home to the strongest warriors the land had ever seen. But in its heart lived a boy who feared battle. A boy named Rail. Rail was not weak in body, his father had trained him well. He was not slow in mind, his mother had filled his head with stories of great warriors and wise kings. But when the time came to face his first real test, he hesitated. On the day of his initiation into the warrior ranks, he was given a single task: to face an opponent in combat. His heart pounded, his hands trembled, when the opponent rushed toward him. Sword raised, Rail dropped his weapon and ran. The shame followed him like a shadow. His father could not look at him. The villagers whispered his name with pity. But worst of all, Rail despised himself. One night, an old man approached him as he sat by the river, staring at his reflection with disgust. "You fear battle," the old man said. His voice was steady, as if he had seen this moment before. Rail did not answer. The old man nodded. "Then I have a task for you. Go to the temple of the Forgotten beyond the mountains. Inside, you will find the answer to your fear." Rail frowned. "And what if I fail?" The old man chuckled. "Then you fail, and then you rise." Rail set out at dawn, his heart filled with doubt but his feet moving forward. His journey led him through a forest where shadows whispered his fears back to him. "You will never be strong enough. You are a coward. You are not meant to be a warrior." Every step he took was a battle not with an enemy, but with himself. As he climbed the frozen cliffs near the temple, the wind roared like a beast, trying to push him back. His fingers bled from gripping the jagged rocks. His legs trembled. "I should turn back," a voice inside him said. But another voice, one he had never heard before, whispered, "A warrior does not turn back." And so, he climbed. Rail finally reached the Temple of the Forgotten. Inside, he found no gold, no treasure, only a single, ancient mirror standing in the center of the room. Confused, he stepped forward. As he gazed into the mirror, he saw not himself, but every version of himself he had ever been. The child who had dreamed of being a hero. The boy who had trained tirelessly. The warrior who had dropped his sword and ran. Then, the reflection changed. He saw himself standing tall, unshaken, a warrior unlike any other. But before he could reach for that version of himself, the mirror cracked. A voice filled the room. "You do not become strong by dreaming of strength. You become strong by enduring your weakness until it breaks." At that moment, Rail understood. The battle was never against his opponents. The battle was always within. Rail descended the mountain, no longer the boy who had left his village. When he returned to Arindor, he did not announce his arrival. He did not beg for redemption. Instead, he walked to the training ground, picked up a sword, and stepped into the ring. This time, when his opponent rushed forward, Rail did not drop his weapon. He met the attack head-on. Pain flared through his arm as the sword struck. But he did not fall. He did not break. The villagers gasped. His father watched in silence. Blow after blow rained down upon him. But he did not retreat. The pain was real, but so was his strength. For the first time in his life, Rail fought, not against his opponent, but against the weakness inside him. And he won. That night, the old man came to him once more. "You have returned," he said. Rail nodded. "And I understand now." The old man smiled. "Tell me, what have you learned?" Rail clenched his fists. His hands were no longer soft. They were the hands of a warrior. "I have learned that fear is not my enemy. Avoiding fear is. I have learned that pain is not my punishment. It is my teacher. I have learned that I am not weak because I feel doubt. I am weak only if I surrender to it." The old man nodded. "Then you are ready." "Ready for what?" "For life." Rail looked to the horizon, where the sun was rising. He was no longer the boy who feared battle. He was the warrior who welcomed it. Rail's story is your story. You will face fear. You will feel pain. You will hear the whispers of doubt. But strength is not given. It is not inherited. It is forged. The greatest battle is not against the world. It is against yourself. If you wish to be strong, do not ask for an easy path. Ask for the strength to walk the hard one. If this story inspired you, subscribe for more. Hit the like button and comment below with the greatest battle you faced. Let's build a community of warriors who never surrender.